de l'économie maritime et bleue en Afrique, avec notre hôte Ezine Azuna.
All right, so should you want to reach Maritime TV Africa, please send an email to maritimetvafrica@gmail.com. You can also visit our website, www.maritimetvafrica.com, for more content. Also, remember to follow us on social media handles, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or X, and of course, TikTok at Maritime TV Africa.
Si vous souhaitez contacter Maritime TV Africa ou partager des histoires ou des idées sur l'économie maritime et bleue en Afrique, veuillez envoyer un email à maritimetvafrica@gmail.com. Vous pouvez également visiter notre site internet sur www.maritimetvafrica.com pour plus de contenu. Aussi, n'oubliez pas de nous suivre sur les différents réseaux sociaux en appuyant sur notre identifiant @Maritime TV Africa. Merci.
All right, so at this point, we would kindly ask that you take a second to repost or share this live broadcast. Do invite someone to join this very important conversation. Also, would like to thank you for your feedback and request that you keep the engagement coming. Do post your comments and questions, and we'll be sure to engage you.
En ce moment, nous vous demandons de bien vouloir prendre une seconde pour rediffuser ou partager cette émission en direct. Invitez quelqu'un à se joindre à cette conversation importante. Nous vous remercions pour vos retours et vous demandons de continuer de dialoguer avec nous. Merci.
All right, so to the matter of the day. What is shipping without seafarers? 90% of the world's trade is transported by water, and seafarers oversee both cargoes and vessels from port to port. Recognizing, therefore, the vital role seafarers play, the International Maritime Organization reserved June 25th every year as the Day of the Seafarer. So the Day of the Seafarer was established to uphold the standards of training, certification, and watchkeeping STCW convention, and to recognize the unique contributions made by seafarers from all over the world to the international seaborne trade, the world economy, and civil society as a whole. This year, the IMO has called on member states to focus on seafarers' contributions to making the maritime sector a safer workplace.
Qu'est-ce que le transport maritime sans les gens de mer? 90% du commerce mondial est transporté par l'eau et les gens de mer surveillent à la fois les cargaisons et les navires d'un port à l'autre. Reconnaissant donc le rôle vital que jouent les gens de mer, l'Organisation maritime internationale, l'OMI, a réservé le 25 juin de chaque année comme journée des gens de mer. La journée des gens de mer a été instituée pour faire respecter la Convention internationale sur les normes des formations des gens de mer, de délivrance de brevets et de veille, soit la convention STCW, et de reconnaître la contribution unique apportée par les gens de mer du monde entier aux transports maritimes internationaux, au commerce, à l'économie mondiale et à la société civile en général. Cette année, l'OMI a demandé aux États membres à se concentrer sur la contribution des gens de mer à la création d'un lieu de travail plus sûr dans le secteur maritime.
All right, thank you, Foma. So joining us today on Live Conversations to discuss positioning the African seafarers for better performance is Comrade Adeyanju. He is the chairperson ITF Africa, that is the International Transport Workers Federation, which is a leading global body of transport workers fighting to improve workers' lives, connecting more than 700 affiliated trade unions from 150 countries. Comrade Adeyanju is also the President, Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. He is the Deputy President General, Nigerian Labour Congress, and the Vice President, International Transport Workers Federation, ITF. Welcome to Live Conversations, sir. It's so good having you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on your program. It's good to be here.
Aujourd'hui, le camarade Adewale Adeyanju, président de la Fédération internationale des ouvriers du transport, ITF Afrique, se joint à Live Conversations pour discuter du positionnement des jeunes de mer africains pour de meilleures performances. La Fédération internationale des ouvriers du transport est un organisme mondial de premier plan des travailleurs des transports, luttant pour l'amélioration des vies des travailleurs, regroupant plus de 700 syndicats affiliés de 150 pays. Le camarade Adeyanju est également président du syndicat de travailleurs maritimes du Nigeria, MWUN, le vice-président du Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC. Il est aussi le vice-président de ITF mondial. Bienvenue sur Live Conversations, monsieur, et merci d'être ici. Bonjour.
Bienvenue, sir. Bienvenue, monsieur. So, PJ, sir, if you wouldn't mind, we'll just go straight into the interview. And it's Global Day for the Seafarer tomorrow. And as the ITF chairperson in Africa, how are African seafarers faring? You know, how many of them are registered with ITF, and how are they faring in terms of the welfare, in terms of being futuristic? You know, how well are we doing with seafarers in Africa?
La journée des jeunes de mer sera célébrée demain, monsieur, le 25 juin, dans le monde entier. En tant que président de la section ITF, comment se portent les jeunes de mer africains et combien d'entre eux sont inscrits auprès de la fédération?
Well, I want to thank you for having me on this program. And first and foremost, I want to thank you for bringing us to talk to the whole world on the issue of seafarers. How are we faring in Africa? And I want to first and foremost thank you for the role you've been playing over the years about our aged seafarers. The defunct NNSL that was liquidated 28 to 30 years ago, where the rights of the workers in NSL, seafarers, are not be paid by the government. It is through this your program, through your TV, that we're able to get to where we are today. They say charity begins at home. I want to thank you immensely. Maritime Workers of Nigeria, we really appreciate you. Well, how are we faring? How are the seafarers faring in Africa? To me, charity begins at home. And I want to start from my own. What is going on in Nigeria seafarer? What is affecting them? Where we have a government regulating body, that is an NIMASA regulating the seafarers. How are we faring under them? Before we can talk of Africa. Because the way it is now, the certifications that are supposed to be given to, recognized by seafarers in Nigeria today. You can't believe we don't have proper certifications for seafarers here in Nigeria. What we do is normally go and regularize our documentations in other African countries, which is a slap to the people managing the seafaring in Nigeria. So to me, we are faring better than before. I think the remunerations for seafarers through the NGIC have been put in the perspective position today, where they are regulating us properly, and we have what we call collective bargaining agreement between the employers in seafarers and that of the employees. So I think we are doing better than before.
Oui, je vous remercie de m'avoir invité à Live Conversations. Je vous aussi remercie, Madame Ezine, également pour votre contribution au secteur maritime. Je peux dire que c'est grâce à vous, c'est grâce à votre travail que nous avons pu évoluer comme nous avons évolué jusque-là. Pour répondre à votre question, je dois commencer par le Nigeria et je dois dire que, bon, commençons par l'État pavillon nigérien, c'est-à-dire NIMASA. La première des choses que nous devrons parler, c'est la délivrance des brevets, les certificats. Vous ne pouvez pas imaginer que jusqu'alors, c'est difficile pour NIMASA de délivrer les certificats tels qu'il le faut. Nos gens de mer sont obligés d'aller ailleurs, ce qui n'est pas bon. C'est honteux pour nous en tant que pays. Mais en ce qui concerne les conventions collectives, je peux dire que nous avons évolué d'une certaine mesure et que ça s'évolue. Les rémunérations sont meilleures et nous ne sommes pas là où nous étions. Ça s'évolue, mais il y a toujours les choses à faire. Merci.
All right, thank you, PG. Since you decided to shoot hot from the very beginning, I would just do a follow-up based on exactly what you have said, because
I'm not.
Well, it's true that charity begins at home, and the point you referenced is a situation where Nigerian seafarers have to go outside because of the limitations placed on our certifications. Is there anything the union or ITF is doing, since Nigeria is under ITF, within Africa? Is there anything you're doing to correct that? Because we have academies here and they become more expensive actually when our seafarers have to go outside. So in terms of eliminating what's called the near coastal voyage and have given them the unlimited certification that would allow our seafarers thrive, is there anything that the union is doing about this, please?
Bon, je continue. Comme vous avez parlé des délivrances des brevets, je vous demande en tant que chef de ETF, puisque le Nigeria est sous le ETF, est-ce que vous faites quelque chose pour améliorer ce problème? C'est vraiment honteux que nous sommes obligés d'aller ailleurs pour des brevets, pour les certificats. Est-ce que vous avez commencé par faire quelque chose pour enlever au moins les limites que nos brevets contiennent ici au Nigeria?
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, well, I think the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, collaboration with ITF, they are trying to see how they can meet with the regulating body, that is NIMASA, to make sure that the improvement of welfare and working conditions of all the seafarers are being met. We'll be trying that, and just of recent, ITF came all the way from London to meet with the management of NIMASA, and this issue of certifications were all discussed. Imagine we're having an institutions that are supposed to be given and support by the government by way of recognizing the certificate. We have it in Oron. Up to tomorrow, you all know what is going on in that place. And we heard that NIMASA invested so much to make sure that that school is being given a befitting status. Okay, when you are recognizing a school and the certificate given out from that place is not being recognized by ship owners, not until you go to another African country before they recognize, or you have to start all over again. So the union and ITF have been seeing how we can collaborate with NIMASA, who have promised that, yes, they're going to sit down with us and see how they can come out of it. If our certificate is not being recognized, then why don't we call the international body to be of support for us? Because that's our concern. That's why ITF came to this country, that what is happening to Nigeria. Because we have various universities that can be accredited so that they can recognize the certificate properly. So it's affecting our seafarers, and it's making them to spend so much money by way of traveling from Nigeria to another African country to go and renew their certificate. It is as bad as that. So the international recognition of our Nigeria training school is not there. So we are compelling the new DG to look inward and make sure that these are the things that you need to put on the front burner to make sure that the Nigerian seafarers are being recognized all over the world so that they can be gainfully employed. not only working in Nigeria, they can work in other African countries, they can work in an overseas country. But when they are not recognizing your own institutions, they are not recognizing the certificate you have in your hand, you know what it means. Imagine the SID, you need to go and pastelly asking a master to subsidize the amount given, because how do you expect me that I don't have a job in my hand? How do you expect me to pay 40 to 50,000 to renew my SID? It's as bad as so. But with the new management team of NIMASA, I believe they are going to do better.
C'est vraiment un problème et je le signale parce que comment nous pouvons avoir des gens de mer qui ne peuvent pas travailler. Ils ne peuvent pas travailler parce que leurs brevets ne sont pas reconnus ailleurs. Les brevets ne sont pas reconnus parce que les institutions nigérianes ne sont pas reconnues. Donc, notre syndicat MWUN, en collaboration avec ITF, nous sommes en train de dialoguer avec l'État pavillon, c'est-à-dire NIMASA, pour voir comment ils peuvent redresser ce problème. ETF aussi est venu de Londres pour voir l'État pavillon NIMASA au sujet de ce même sujet. Parce que ce n'est pas normal d'avoir les gens qui sont obligés d'aller ailleurs. Ils sont obligés de payer beaucoup cher pour avoir des brevets alors que nous avons les institutions ici. Donc, c'est ça que nous sommes en train de dialoguer et nous espérons qu'avec le temps, nous allons améliorer ce problème.
Thank you very much. So indeed, the concerns around seafarers have a lot to do with the responsibility of the flag state. And we really look forward to your engagement, since the union or ITF would be engaging, NIMASA, and we hope that it will be a broader engagement where you would also have seafarers, so that we resolve this matter once and for all. It's long lingered. So I'll just go straight to the second question, which is the theme for the year is seafarers' contributions to making the maritime sector a safer workplace. How would you rate the safety situation in the industry and the contributions seafarers make to our collective safety? So what's the question is in twofold. What's the safety situation? You can again delve into Nigeria and then expand on to Africa, and then the collective safety of the industry. What's the situation? And then what is it as regards seafarers themselves? Thank you.
Merci, monsieur, pour votre réponse. Et nous attendons vraiment à ce qu'il y ait de bonnes choses qui ressortent de vos collaborations, vos entretiens avec l'État pavillon NIMASA, parce que c'est eux la responsabilité de faire cela. Maintenant, à la deuxième question, s'il vous plaît. Le thème de l'année 2024 est la contribution des gens de mer à la création d'un lieu de travail plus sûr dans le secteur maritime. J'ai deux questions. Comment évaluerez-vous la situation en matière de sécurité dans l'industrie en tant que les gens de mer et comment vous évaluerez ça, les contributions des gens de mer à notre sécurité collective?
Yes, thank you. I think the seafaring have gone global. It's not like the way it was before.
Absolutely.
Where the way it was around 25 years ago is not the way it was now. Global technology are coming, and we still want to employ the regulating agent, because when I'm talking about the regulating agent, they have a very good role to play on this safety of our members on the sea, where we tag all the seafarers as floating prisoners. I used to call the seafarer floating prisoners. They will be on board the vessel for more than 1 year, 6 months. They will not be able to see their family. And if there's no awareness coming into this technological advancement that has taken over the seafaring in the whole world, they will know their left from their right. So I believe with this safety, with this theme of this new year, it will help all the indigenous shareholders, the NIMASAs, stakeholders in maritime sectors to make sure that there's a proper awareness on this safety gadget we're talking about. a proper seafarer must be well equipped, must well be given a standard in terms of remunerations. If your remuneration is not the right thing about, how do I equip myself with advanced technology? So it has come all over the world, where now money level is about to take place. We have a crane-less vessels coming in now without, maybe they want to introduce robots. Where are we on this advancement technology? So you must need to go in and make sure that they invited all the stakeholders so that everybody will sit down. What are the money level that's about to happen? Because when you have a crane-less vessel, you should know that many seafarers will be dropped. It's going to affect them. All those are the money aspects of reductions in employment in seafarers. So those are the things that I think the NIMASA and the union need to sit down so that there should be a collective awareness between the management and the seafarers. To us, I think we need to commend the effort of indigenous shipowners because they have invested so much on the life of seafarers in this country. And we need to applaud them for doing a very better job. So with this dream of this new year, I think it is better for the massa, they are now celebrating the seafarers. If they are not good, they can't be celebrated. And it's a ritual thing in every year that yes, seafarers need to be celebrated. When you are celebrating us, celebrate us with good remunerations. Celebrate us with happiness, not the one you do on the pages of newspapers and tell the whole world that you are celebrating seafarers in Nigeria. So I think those are the things we are talking about. What about the heroes, people that contributed, the founding fathers of seafarers in this country, those that died several years ago? Up to now, the pensions have not been paid. And who is celebrating them? Must we be celebrating them when they died? We should celebrate seafarers when they are alive. And that is the stand of the union on this matter. So we give you this happiness of you make the life of those people that have died. Imagine Gurara, we lost so many people in Gurara. One of the survivors of Gurara died about a month ago. He was unable to get his pensions for almost 20 to 25 years. And you say you are celebrating seafarers. Why don't you celebrate us when we are alive? That is what we are saying. Not that when somebody dies, you now continue to remember all what he has done over the years and tell the whole world that this man have done well, he has done well. So, you know, Nigeria can bring an accolade, giving you an encomium, passing encomium. That encomium is supposed to have been passed when the likes of Palawa was alive. It's like for an encomium. It's not even identify them. Those people that died on Gurara, what did they give to them? Was there any compensation given to the family? Was there any compensation given to all the civilians on board those vessels? NIMASA will mark one day for those people that lost their life on River Gurara. So those are the things we are saying. It's not about sitting down and saying you are celebrating us when we are dying in Benue.
Merci. Oui, la sécurité des gens de mer maintenant est devenue technologique, c'est devenu une affaire mondiale avec la technologie qui s'évolue. Moi, j'appelle souvent les gens de mer les flottants, les prisonniers flottants, puisqu'ils sont à bord les navires et des années sur des années sans voir leur famille. Donc, je crois que avec ce thème, les armateurs, les épurateurs doivent être sensibilisés à ce que les gens de mer contribuent à la sécurité eux-mêmes dans le secteur et collectivement parlant. Mais je dis, s'il y a une célébration des gens de mer, il faut que ça soit une célébration qui va toucher les gens de mer. Qu'est-ce que vous allez leur donner en tant que salaire augmenté, rémunération? Et aussi, je pense aussi aux gens qui sont déjà décédés. Il y a le navire MV Gurara qui a été noyé, les gens sont noyés dedans, les gens sont décédés là-bas. Qu'est-ce que nous allons faire pour eux? Ça m'attriste parce que je me dis, les gens sont décédés, on n'a pas pu leur célébrer. Donc, si vous voulez célébrer, vous célébrez, il y a journée des gens de mer parce que les gens de mer font quelque chose. Donc, si vous devrez les célébrer, il faut les célébrer en façon réelle, ce qui va leur toucher. Et ce qui leur touche, c'est la rémunération, c'est les salaires, c'est leur bien-être. les gens qui sont décédés, je cite encore le navire Gurara, MV Gurara, il faut que les gens soient reconnus. C'est ça mon cri de cœur.
Wow. It's indeed a sad situation, you know, PG, we agree with you. And we really look forward to a situation where the retired sailors from from the NNSL, Nigerian Shipping Line, it would be paid their due 28 years after. We shouldn't be telling this story. So I'll just ask about the safety in another form. So failure of machinery and human factor like the lack of rest and a poor mental state have been identified as reasons for incidents, unsafe incidents. And the International Labour Organization approves at least a 48 hour per week or 208 per month rest for seafarers. So the International Labour Organization says that 48 hours per week or 208 hours per month is the compulsory rest period for seafarers. I would like to know how ITF intervenes in a case where a seafarer reports that rest or is not guaranteed on a vessel, you know, because for them to keep safe, then we need to have them have their due rest. And then we must also have situations where they are not mechanical failures on board vessels. So in a case where any vessel within the African waters or within Nigeria contravenes any of this and seafarers are compelled to remain on board, what's the reporting system? How does ITF intervene?
Merci pour votre réponse. C'est triste, vraiment. Quand bien même vous avez félicité les armateurs pour leur investissement dans le secteur et vous avez aussi signalé le fait que si il y a les robots qui sont venus, il y aura réduction de main-d'œuvre. C'est pour cela qu'il faut vraiment célébrer les marins. 28 ans après la retraite sans percer l'argent, c'est vraiment triste. Maintenant, passons à une autre forme de sécurité, les pannes de machines, les facteurs humains comme le manque de repos et une mauvaise santé mentale ont été identifiés comme cause de la plupart des incidents. L'OMI approuve un maximum de 48 heures de travail de base par semaine sur 28 heures par mois. Comment l'ITF intervient-elle dans le cas où un marin les signale une anomalie à cela à bord d'un navire?
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, I think that area has been taken care of by our body, that is ITF. Here in Nigeria, we have ITF inspectorate that move from one vessel to the other and look at all those areas that has to do with the welfare and of the seafarers on board the vessel. And I remember vividly about a month ago, there was a distress call through your organization to me of what happened in one of the African countries. And we, ITF, have to get back to that country. I think that matter has been taken care of. As for the hours of resting or you overwork yourself, I think you have a body regulating that. Because if there's any issue relating to all those things, they always get back to us and through their managing agent. You know, most of all this employer shipping, I mean, seafarer, they have what we call the managing agent that are going the seafarers. And most of all these things have been taken care of at our CBA level, where if they discuss issues of not allow them to rest for a while, I think we take it up with the managing agents that are going for indigenous ship owners. So I think we don't have any problem about that. Rather, we still want NIMOSA to make sure that they set up a task tool that we're going to work hand in hand with ITF Inspectorate here in Nigeria and the Maritime Workers of Nigeria seafarers, so that we can be on the same page to make sure that there was no depressions coming from the seafarers. Because the moment if I use somebody on board the vessel and unfortunately thing happen at the sea, what happened to the life of all the seafarers on board that vessel? So I think those are the things we are talking about, safety on board the vessel, so that we can have a smooth running of seafaring in this country. So to me, we are working assiduously on making sure that nobody is being used as a slave, in line with the law that established the collective bargaining agreement between us and the management of the employers of seafarers in Nigeria here.
Pour moi, en ce qui me concerne, je pense que cela est pris en charge parce que l'ITF a une direction qui est chargée de cela, ça s'occupe de ça. Donc, ça font les inspections au fur et à mesure. Et s'il y a les cas signalés, on le traite directement. Je pense qu'il y a un mois, vous aussi, Ezine, vous avez signalé un cas comme ça et nous avons fait l'analyse, nous avons évalué ça et ça a été réglé. Donc, je pense que en ce qui concerne cela, les choses se passent bien et les gens peuvent signaler les agences de recrutement et de par notre collective, notre convention collective, nous pouvons faire appel à cela. Mais la seule chose que je demande, c'est au pavillon, l'État pavillon de Nimassa de rassembler tous les groupes afin qu'on s'assure que les gens de mer ne sont pas atteints à la dépression, ils ne sont pas déprimés, ils ne sont pas atteints à la surménage. Parce que si vous travaillez sans relâche, ça peut amener à des crises mentales. Mais pour le moment, je pense que c'est en charge, c'est pris en charge et ça se passe bien.
Thank you, Famal. So I'm talking about safe practices still, because the maritime sector is actually very volatile. On board a vessel, it's very volatile. Any carelessness could actually trigger off an accident or an incident. So the Norwegian Maritime Authority, for example, would regularly publish learned lessons from marine incidents and accidents. We have that happening in South Africa and a few other nations, one or two other nations within Africa. But we do not have this happening in Nigeria. Nobody publishes the accidents that happen and the lessons we learn from it. Do you think that reports on accidents or incidents are necessary and can stimulate safe practices? Should this be pursued? Should we see a situation where flag states begin to publish the reports, and the lessons learned from these incidents?
Continuons toujours sur le sujet de la sécurité. Vous savez que la moindre erreur peut engendrer un incident ou un accident. L'autorité maritime norvégienne publie régulièrement les enseignements tirés des incidents et des accidents maritimes. L'Afrique du Sud aussi et d'autres pays africains le font, mais pas le Nigeria. Pensez-vous que les rapports sur les accidents ou les incidents peuvent amener à des pratiques sûres et devraient être encouragés et poursuivis? Quel est le rôle de l'État pavillon Nimassa? Qu'en pensez-vous, monsieur?
Well, I think what you just said now gives us, here in Nigeria, we always try to manage informations, try to manage the good, the bad, and ugly. When you're supposed to have come out and tell the whole world that all is not well in line with what you just said. Now, we pick you up as if you don't know what you're doing. Yes, Norwegian, they know what they are doing. They have love, they have dignity for their seafarers. They don't want anybody to die on board the vessel. If there's anything happen on board the vessel, they tell the whole world how it happened. If there's an accident that happened on board the vessel, they will tell you. Even if the vessel grounded, they will tell the whole world. But here in Nigeria, we always have to manage what is not properly done by ourselves. So this question will go to the new executive officers of NIMASA, who supposed to have formed what we call task force in line with the law that established this agency. to make sure that they have a department that is in charge of shipping, so that if there's any accident on the sea, they publish it, and what is the cause of the accident. If there are any airline that crashed, they tell us what happened before the plane crash land. But here in the seafarer, you don't hear it in Nigeria. So I think that question goes to NIMASA properly, because they are the one that's supposed to make sure that the life of the seafarers are well taken care of. To me, I will raise it up tomorrow at the fora. I will raise it tomorrow because
I presume you're in support of it. I presume you're in support.
Yes, I'm in support of whatever that happened on board the vessel on the sea. Let us know what happened. Since I've been on this seat, I've never heard that they are telling us what happened in the fishing trolley, what happened in the sea. We don't hear it. So it's going to be a secret court. It's not a courtist. Seafaring business is an international business. It's not a courtist where somebody be hiding from each other. So you should tell us what happened, what is on the sea. There should be a bulletin that's supposed to come from NIMASA. Memo. They have their memo. They have their marine notice. So something happened at boy 6, boy 4, boy 5, boy 7. This is what happened. One vessel grounded in a special place in Port Harcourt, whatever. It is responsibility of NIMASA to give all these information. And that is why ITF have inspectorate. We have inspectorate. We are even asking them to give us 2 more, because in Nigeria are very big, and they've accepted to add to the one they are giving to us. They are the one giving us information, and this information is supposed to come from our regulating agents. So we want to employ the new DG, who is just coming in and a brief from his executives. He has his own think tanks, and we are told he's a doctor. He's a PhD holder in the transport business. He should know most about this problem. And I believe with time, as time goes on, he'll be able to correct all these mistakes. You can't run away from your responsibility. You can't hide information from the stakeholders. You let the stakeholders know what's
going on. We allow everybody to assume what they want. Where we hide information, we allow everybody to deduce what they want from the situation. And they could begin to tag Nigeria unsafe as a result. Thank you very much. I'll let Ifoma handle the...
Je pense que la question c'est très importante, mais c'est une question qu'on devrait signaler au directeur général de l'État pavillon, c'est-à-dire NIMASA. Moi, je suis entièrement d'accord avec vous pour résumer. Le transport maritime, ça ne devrait pas être quelque chose hermétique. Nous ne devrons pas garder les choses à huis clos, non. Nous devrons, mais au Nigeria, de façon culturelle, nous avons l'habitude de gérer l'information, de garder ça pour nous. Ailleurs, les gens signalent tout ce qui se passe, ils partagent les données, les informations afin que ça s'améliore. Mais ici, nous gardons ça. Mais je suis entièrement d'accord avec vous. Il faut qu'on signale les choses quand les choses ne vont pas très bien. Il ne faut pas gérer l'information. J'ai une réunion demain avec les gens. Je vais le signaler là-bas. Il faut vraiment qu'on partage les informations. Et comme vous le dites, Ezine, quand nous ne disons pas ce qui se passe, ça laisse les autres déduire ce qu'ils veulent déduire de ce que nous avons, ce qu'ils ont entendu. Donc, c'est à nous, nous allons mieux faire, de mieux gérer en donnant l'information de façon libre afin de pouvoir redresser la situation. Merci.
Let's see. So I have just one more question because our time is already up. But owing to the Maritime Just Transition Force, a research by them says that up to 800,000 seafarers could need additional training by mid-2030 as a result of the Zero Carbon Initiative. Well, I'm sure you agree that the seafaring is a career that demands regular upscaling and upskilling. So would you speak to us with regards to training opportunities for African seafarers, to enable their growth? I would like to see a situation where our ratings become officers you know, and then as we do this, let us also factor the commensurate welfare for their status. I know that the IMO had prescribed particular grades with certain amounts as their remuneration. As they upskill, you know, first of all, establish what we're doing for upskilling. Then secondly, would like you to speak to the need for them to have the appropriate welfare because of their promotions or upgrade.
Le temps s'est écoulé, mais juste une dernière question, monsieur. Les recherches menées par le groupe Maritime Just Transition Task Force ont révélé que jusqu'à 800 000 marins auront besoin d'une formation supplémentaire d'ici mi-2030 pour utiliser les carburants à faible émission de carbone, voire zéro émission. Existe-t-il des opportunités de formation de la Fédération ITF pour les Africains ou du syndicat MWUN au Nigeria afin de permettre des pratiques plus sûres et l'avancement professionnel de nos gens de mer?
Well, I think this question is very technical and it needed technical answer. Like I said, when I was preamble about the training school we have in this country, where our certificate is not really recognized, it now brought down on what you're asking me again about training our seafarers. I think if we are ready for this business, the government to empower and encourage indigenous ship owners too, who are the end users of all these opportunities we are talking about. And I want to thank them for the way and manner they have been piloting the affairs of seafarers in this country. They are trying their best, but their best may not be known by any one of us, because if you want to be in the business of shipping, you need to prepare properly. You must be able to what? Prepare to face the challenges of time. So this training is very important. We're in support of whatever they want to do, but let our country, let us put our energy, let us give our orientations to the job we are doing. Let us orientate the seafarers properly. Let us guide them, because it's a professional job. It's not a job that you can pick somebody on the road to come and be a seafarer. You need to pass through processes. And if the processes are not being well taken care of, where are we in the seat of IMO? Where are we? Where is Nigeria in the seat of all those government bodies? It was as a result of our lack of not committed our resources properly into this training program for seafarers in Nigeria. So to me, I think with this your awareness, with what you are doing now, but you are forgetting the image of our country all over the world. You want everyone to be seeing what we are doing in this country. And that's why I said seafarers business is not a cultist, it's not a cartel, it's something that whatever you do here in Nigeria, other African countries are seeing what you are doing. They have records of everybody. So Nigerians will not be left over on these issues. We should committed to make sure that our institutions have been recognized. I keep on saying it, and I keep on saying it over and over, that our institution here is not being recognized. Where money was expended in oral. So if even you train 10,000 seafarers today, the moment they graduated as a seafarer, they remain where they are. No job for them. As a result of what? I'm a graduate and have an advancement in seafaring. So I remain where I was, and I will not be able to be employed as a result of what? My certificate is not being recognized. So I think those are the area all of us need to work hand in hand and make sure that if the mother want to have their own university, I think it's better, because you have a university, you take it to where there's no water. You have an institution where there's no water. It's because what are we operating? How do you expect me to go to Katsina, Maritime Institute in Katsina? What is there? Tell me, is there any life that the seafarers are going to get in that place? Because there's no water. We are talking about seawater, not a dry port, not whatever. Even dry ports now, they have water. So to me, we have to know what we are doing. As in Nigeria, we have to know what we are doing. What stops us not have our own shipping lines? For the past 20 years or 30 years, we don't have shipping lines since the defunct NNS So what stops us not having work? What stops us not to have 2, 3, or 4? So that is where we can be able to say, okay, this is where we can engage all those graduates that you have trained to be a seafarer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
C'est une question assez technique et je pense qu'il faut une réponse technique dont je ne saurais le faire. Mais pour résumer, moi, je parle toujours de la formation des gens de mer. Les gens de mer sont des professionnels. Vous ne pouvez pas amener quelqu'un de la rue et lui dire « allez gérer ou contrôler un navire ». Ça a besoin d'une formation. Donc, je retourne à ce que je dis. Il faut que nos institutions soient reconnues de par le monde. Nous ne pouvons pas nous amuser. Il faut que nous soyons sérieux dans ce que nous faisons. Si l'État pavillon Nimasa veut avoir une université, tant mieux. Mais à quoi ça sert d'avoir une université au nord où il n'y a pas de l'eau, il n'y a pas de la mer? C'est de l'amusement. Nous devrons être sérieux. Nous devrons prendre la formation, le renforcement de capacité est très important. C'est quelque chose qui est très important, mais aussi, je tiens à féliciter les armateurs. Ils ont beaucoup investi dans ce que nous faisons dans le secteur maritime, mais ayant dit ça, il faut que nous prenons de sérieux en ce qui concerne la formation, la reconnaissance de nos institutions de part mondiale et investir dans la formation. Merci.
All right, thank you very much. We must appreciate you, sir, for being on the show. We've been speaking to Comrade Adewale, who is the President, Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria. He's also the Deputy President of Nigeria Labour Congress. He is also the chairperson for the International Transport Workers Federation in Africa. Thank you very much for your time and for sharing your thoughts on the subject matter, sir. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Nous vous remercions beaucoup.
All right, while we wait for Ifoma, I would like to, at this point, appreciate all seafarers and to wish you a happy Seafarers Day. Thank you for making
Nous apprécions nos gens de mer, nous les remercions pour leur sacrifice, nous les apprécions pour tout ce qu'ils font pour nous. Nous remercions également notre invité. Merci pour votre temps et d'avoir partagé vos réflexions sur le sujet avec nous. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Merci, chers téléspectateurs, d'avoir suivi cet épisode de Live Conversations. Nous serons de retour la semaine prochaine avec un autre sujet. Nous remercions également Stack Marine Offshore pour leur soutien continu. Donc, à lundi prochain à 12h GMT+1, lorsque Live Conversations reviendra à votre rencontre, c'est au revoir de l'équipe de Maritime TV Africa.
All right, so I take mine again, Ifoma. So we would like to also thank the PG for his time with us. We also appreciate all seafarers and we wish you a happy Seafarers Day. Thank you for making the industry safer. And if you would share your videos of your safe practices at work, Maritime TV Africa will be glad to publish them. We also thank Stack Marine Offshore for their continuous support. And you, our dear viewers, we thank you for joining us and we hope that this was worth your time. Join us during our next episode, next Monday at 12 noon GMT+1. I am Ezine Azunani from Awagbogo, facilitated the French translation. It's bye from all of us. Thank you.